Tifawin. Good morning to your mind, your body, and your voice. I'm CHAYMAE Hachimi, and this is the space where we reflect, reconnect, and rise into authentic expression. Grab your tea, find your seat, and let's begin. Lately, I've been noticing something fascinating. We all say we want freedom, but have you ever noticed what happens when life actually places it in our hands? Something inside us trembles. Not because we are weak, and not because we don't deserve it, but because some words look beautiful from a distance and ask much more of us when we finally stand close enough to touch them. So today, for this first episode of The Seeker, I want us to sit with this word. I want us to look at it carefully, and I want us to talk about freedom. Because a seeker isn't only someone looking for answers. A seeker is someone who wakes up one day and realizes the words they inherited are no longer enough. So, to really understand freedom, we have to meet it as a character. Imagine it being born thousands of years ago in a dark, narrow place, a place with little ear. It entered human language because deep down we have always known what it means to feel trapped. Trapped by walls, trapped by fear, and even sometimes trapped by our own minds. We needed a word for the breaking of chains, a word for that first full breath after a long confinement. And because of that history, freedom usually arrives wearing a very familiar costume. It dresses itself as escape. You know this version well. It looks like a weekend with no alarms, a resignation letter, a plane ticket, a door finally swinging open into lights. And of course, we trust this version. Of course we do, because it feels like relief. It feels like air, and it feels like a possibility. But if you let freedom stay a little longer, the custom begins to fall away. And this is the part we don't talk about enough. Because when the escape mask comes off, freedom sits down across the table from you. It looks at you steadily. It places a blank page in front of you. Then it offers you a pen. And suddenly, the room becomes very quiet, very honest, very uncomfortable. Because freedom doesn't only open doors, it also takes away your excuses. As long as someone else is writing your script, as long as someone else is choosing for you, there's still a strange comfort you can hide inside. You can complain, you can resist, you can say you were not given the choice, you can say you were trapped, but you don't yet have to carry the full weight of authorship. Freedom changes that. Freedom asks for the one thing we often fear most: responsibility. It sits there and says, the door is open now. What will you do with your life? And if you choose badly, you will blame someone else or you will blame yourself. That's freedom's shadow. Without responsibility, freedom becomes chaos. Without honesty, it becomes performance. We love freedom as an idea, but many of us fear it as a practice. I saw this tension very clearly not long ago. I was in a workshop with young people here in Morocco, and there's a very particular pressure in the air. We're living between worlds, between tradition and global change, and between loyalty to family and loyalty to the self that is trying to emerge. During that workshop, one participant suddenly said, I'm done. I just want to be free. And for a moment, the whole room smiled. Like they want to say, me too. We agree. Because everyone recognized the custom. Everyone recognized escape. But then I asked a different question. What if freedom asks something difficult of you? What if it asks you to disappoint someone you love so that you can remain faithful to the person you are becoming? In the room fell silence. The smiles softened and the energy totally shifted. Because here in our reality, freedom isn't just a decorative word. It doesn't stay in books. It doesn't stay in speeches. It enters our homes. It enters our kitchens, our living rooms. It enters the classrooms. It lives in the silence between what one person feels and what they dare to say aloud. If we look at this through Tifawin lens, who is freedom really? The truth is this. Freedom isn't a rebel. Freedom is a builder. It's a demanding companion. It will walk beside you, yes, but it will not carry you. When freedom is absent, we slowly go numb. We begin to live inside the prison of someday. But when we stop romanticizing it, when we stop admiring it only from a distance and actually meet it, something changes in us. We begin to understand that freedom isn't the right to do anything at all. It's the maturity to choose and then stand inside that choice with integrity. It's the courage to look at your life and say, this is mine to author. The true dawn of freedom doesn't begin when every door opens. It begins the moment you stop waiting for permission to become honest. And maybe that's where freedom truly begins. Now it's your turn to shine. Stay curious, stay grounded, and most of all, stay flowing. Deep out into your day.